Just one person in your surroundings can have a very negative influence on your entire life or can change you and your future for the better. It's extremely important for the quality of our lives with whom we surround ourselves. The value of friendship in Buddhist philosophy is very high. Aristotle and the Stoic philosophers also spoke extensively about the incredible benefits of a good friend. And the Buddha said, "It is my great good fortune and blessing that I have good friends who show compassion towards me and wish for my well-being." This influence isn't necessarily intentional. Any two people, even those who spend a little time together, begin to influence each other. The closer the relationship, the stronger this influence becomes. Often our entire understanding of what is bad and useful comes from something our parents told us in childhood and from general public morality. It's something vague, without much analysis or detail. It's beneficial to move away from this primitive way of thinking. In Buddhism, happiness and unhappiness, good and evil, have clear definitions. Happiness is a feeling that when we have it, we want to prolong it, and when it ends, we wish to experience it again. Unhappiness is a feeling that we want to get rid of and not repeat. When a neutral feeling appears, we do not experience these two desires. And this good influence means a very specific thing: to move you closer to a long-term stable state of happiness and to protect you from unhappiness. Since we all strive for happiness, it's logical that a good friend is one who wishes you well, long-term well-being. For example, if your friend regularly encourages you to get drunk with him, and not just a little but heavily to the point of nausea and hangover, then for a short time he might have seemingly helped you become happier due to the relaxing effect of alcohol. But this is not stable happiness. It's not long-lasting, and it will be replaced by bad consequences, a hangover. You will face the bad consequences of such abuse often on the same day or the next. It can also lead to a great amount of unhappiness in the vast majority of violence in the world, and road traffic accidents currently occur under the influence of intoxication. The Buddha said, "Good friends, good companions, good comrades, this is the entire holy life." Now let's see what Shantideva said about this. Here is a passage from the Bodhicharya Avatara. "A moment ago they were friends, a moment passed, and they turned into enemies. When it's time to be joyful, they are filled with anger. It's not easy to please ordinary people. They get angry when they hear good advice, and they discourage me from what is useful. But if I don't listen to them, they get angry. They envy those in high positions, compete with equals, and are arrogant towards inferiors. They become arrogant when praised and angry when criticized. When will there be any use from these immature people? This doesn't mean you should abandon all your friends and only associate with virtuous Buddhists. No. First, it's not a given that they are actually so virtuous and will be good friends to you. Second, Buddhism regards other religions, philosophies, and non-harmful views very well. It does not claim to be the only true path. It doesn't matter so much what specific views your friends hold. What matters is the effect a friend has on you. Is it good or bad? Third, would breaking these social connections cause harm to others and yourself? And I remind you, Buddhists strive not to cause harm to themselves or others. Don't forget about yourself. You are a living being too. Enforce social and informational isolation creates many problems. Buddhism does not call for lay people to abandon their families, friends, society, and it also does not call for an association only with other Buddhists. No, that would be an unhealthy approach. Not such thing exists. Monks, yes, they renounce many worldly things, though not completely, because unless they live as hermits, they are part of a monastic community, and they have friends. This is what the Buddha said about good friends for monks and nuns. This one thing is extremely helpful for the arising of the Noble Eightfold Path. What one thing? Good friends. When a monk has a good friend, it is to be expected that this monk will develop and cultivate the Noble Eightfold Path. But the difference between the lifestyle of monks and lay people is quite significant. It's useful not to confuse them. If you continue to live a worldly life, your conditions are different and you must act accordingly. It's quite likely that a good friend, partner or spouse, even without being a Buddhist at all, will significantly advance you on the path and in achieving long-term stable happiness. It's also always useful to assess what kind of friend you are to others. Are you arrogant? Do you help? And if you do, is it from an inner impulse or for some other reason? Do you treat other people in a consumerist way, only taking and using? But if upon closer inspection among your friends you find a person who does not support you when you need help, who is envious and does not rejoice when you succeed, who encourages bad habits in you, who mocks you and other people, who only talks about bad and primitive things, who encourages you, for example, to be violent, then you should soberly assess the pros and cons, carefully weigh and consider everything and decide if you need such a friend or not, and make a decision whom to choose for your social circle, friends, partners, who for you personally at this moment is good or bad company. That is exclusively for you to decide, because the consequences of your decisions will be yours.